Okay, y'all, this video has been a long time coming. Weapons theories, let's get into it. Before we do, just know we are doing a drop code giveaway right now for a digital code on our Instagram. All you have to do is go to Culture Elixir Bits, or you can find the ad up here on the screen. Go check out the post with the poster for drop, and all you have to do is comment drop, and you will be eligible for a drop code giveaway tonight. The entries close at 10 p.m. So make sure you go over there to our Instagram if you want a code, and make sure you follow us for more giveaways all summer. But let's get into weapons. What the hell is going on in weapons? We got a teaser, we got a trailer, we got some posters, we've got a viral marketing campaign starting up, which I hope they're going to work on a little bit more because I haven't seen much pop up for it. But you know what? We'll wait for it. Long Legs, it was like weeks into the movie coming out, so we're still about 2 months away from this movie coming out. So I'm going to catch you some slack, Warner Brothers, but you got to get it up there, because if you want to be like Long Legs, you got to make sure you work on that. But as soon as that starts going, we will be discussing it on a weekly basis. But let's talk about the movie. Zach Cregger comes back after Barbarian, which I thought was fantastic, and I loved it, with Josh Brolin, Julia Garner starring in this movie, which I think is going to be the horror movie of the year. I'm just saying it, but we'll see. So what we know so far is when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. So let's just get everything out of the way that we know so far. So we do know that Josh Brolin stars here as the father of one of the missing children, and we do know that Julia Garner is the teacher who her whole class has Spanish, right? And we also have Alden Ehrenreich playing a police officer who has a complicated relationship with Justine, who is the character that Julia Garner's playing, Justine Gandy. You also have Austin Abrams as Anthony, it says. You also have a kid named Alex here, who is the only child who did not disappear. So there's one child that did not disappear, we know. So let's just put that to the side right there. We'll talk about it in a bit. We have Benedict Wong playing the school principal, as we've already seen. So with all of that, we have some characters here we can work with our theories. So like I've said before, in the trailer, we do see that the children mysteriously all vanished at the same time, which was 2:17 a.m. and they all went out in the middle of the night and they ran like they were being sort of lured by something. And I looked into 2:17 a.m. and I found that it just means enlightenment and something like that. I don't think these kids are getting enlightened by something, or something might be getting enlightened by doing this, or the town. That's all I can come up with. That there's not much more I could find for 2:17 being particularly important. But Josh Brolin and Julia Garner are pretty much our main faces here, I think. But one of the things that I started to think about was they were comparing this to Magnolia, which Magnolia has different sort of like things happening, and they all come conclusively to the end. So that leads me to believe that we're going to be following different characters' perspectives of all of this. So of course we have Josh Brolin and we also have Julia Garner. I think those are going to be two perspectives, but it seems to me that Alden Ehrenreich also will be another perspective, as we do see him in the trailer a bit towards the end as he plays this police officer, right? So what exactly made the kids leave at 2 a.m.? So back in the day, when they first announced this movie, they said it had something to do with witchcraft, right? And that leads me to believe that there is a witch involved in this, because that is exactly what you would think, witchcraft. So that could be one possibility. Another possibility I've seen people throw out there is maybe it's a government experiment of sorts, which I do find interesting as well, and I would definitely think that that would be a good twist on it. But I'm just going with the witchcraft conspiracy in this video because that's what I heard when it first got announced, that it was sort of dealing with a witchcraft scenario there, and it's a horror epic as well. I feel like if it was government and all that, maybe it'd be a bit more sci-fi, like that's how it'd be talked about. But let's go over some of the stills of the trailer that we got here and talk about more exactly what could be happening here as well. So one of the main components of this trailer is the kids disappearing, right, and running away. And one of the interesting aspects of this trailer is that this happens at night, but there is one particular scene and shot in the trailer where this actually is happening in the middle of the day, as you can see right here. And I wonder if that's the house where all the children were in, right? Like, were these children being held captive in this house? And this scene right here is the scene where we finally see them just like run out and get out, right? So that's one thing right there to note for sure. Another thing to note as well is this scene with this black goo, which has me thinking, is this like somebody coming out of a spell of sorts, and that's the goo they're dumping? Like sometimes we see that in horror movies, right? Like exorcism movies, like somebody's possessed and they dump all of this goo out, right? So that's what I'm thinking right there. Now, I don't know if this is Josh Brolin on the ground or not, but we do have another scene where somebody is stabbing themselves with a fork, which goes more with the spells, the curse that I'm talking about. Obviously, there's something in this town that's gripping them and taking hold of them. The title of the movie is called Weapons. So are these kids being used as weapons in order to achieve something? Is there some vendetta, some witch or powerful person that is involved with dark arts and stuff is trying to get like against this town, right? Like they are using the kids as weapons. That's a possibility. Another one here we see is this picture right here with who I am assuming is Benedict Wong going crazy. Like he is ravaging this like window, and we don't see Benedict Wong act like this throughout the beginning of the trailer as well. So obviously there's a plan set in motion to turn everybody against each other, and I think it's working as well. This picture right here, as well as somebody on fire, had me wondering if this could be where the children are being kept. Is this like the witch person, or is this somebody else being taken out by the witch person? Because yes, we're going full witch. There's a witch in here, and something's going about as well. And I think also these visions that Julia Garner's character is having is, I think she is closely tied to whoever this person could be, because why is her class the one that's targeted only, right? That's what makes me wonder if this may be somebody from her past or somebody she knew who is trying to get revenge. So if it's not revenge on the town, could it be revenge on Julia Garner's character, and they're trying to sort of make her look bad and turn the town against her, right? And I don't know what the ulterior motive could be here, but it obviously is something. And I really love this whole aspect where Julia Garner is, where somebody's trying to figure out where these kids could possibly be, circling this house right here. Like I said, I think the kids are trapped in a house, because we do see that shot of them escaping during the daytime, chasing somebody down, and that could potentially be what's happening here in this part right here. We don't get much more of other characters. Alden Ehrenreich's in there for a quick glimpse, and he's driving, but trailer's cut in a way where you think this is Alden Ehrenreich driving and seeing somebody get hit, but if you see closely right here, you see that that is Josh Brolin that is driving there. So I'm not entirely sure how these two fit. Maybe Alden Ehrenreich knows something that happened in the town as well, since he does have a relationship with Julia Garner's character, it seems from the synopsis we've gotten. So there's that right there. And one of the final shots as well is this person right here who is just sitting there menacingly, it seems. And so this woman here is this mysterious woman that we don't know much about, but clearly there's something here. Could she exactly be the one behind everything, or have a clue about what's going on? That's one of the things I'm trying to really get a grip on, is who exactly could be behind all of this. And I believe the mysterious woman here, I don't know much about who she is or what she's doing in the trailer, but could this mysterious woman be the one behind the children leaving? Now, another big thing is the connection to Barbarian. These movies are happening in the same universe. We do know it from the Maybrook News website, where they do have an article to the side talking about the events of Barbarian, but I don't think they're that connected, where maybe there's a big like cult of sorts, or a big like aha moment where we're like, yes, that's why the Barbarian events happened and the weapons happened, because this person's connected to both. You know, I don't think that's that right there. So they are saying that the third act for this movie is one of the most insane things you'll ever see in a film, and that leads me to this last image right here, which I think is exactly that third act, where somebody looks to be really getting demolished by somebody, or a ton of people, it seems. And that's my biggest thing, is this movie sounds like it's really going to culminate into that third act. Could it be a slow burn? Could it be a movie that just creeps up on you, and then that third act comes and boom, you just get hit with all of this like happening, right? Is that possibility that this frame right here happens right after this frame, and then this frame, and the whole film just concludes on some big event that happens that shakes up the whole town forever, right? It's called a horror epic for a reason, because something truly insane does happen by the end, and we're here to talk about it. So let me know what you think, but here's my final rundown of what could possibly be happening. The kids all vanished from Julia Garner's classroom because she is somehow connected, or has a connection to somebody who does possess magic of sorts. I'm telling you, they talked about witchcraft when this movie first got announced. You can find old articles about it, And I'm still leaning on that. This is a movie about a witch who is taking advantage of this town, using these kids as quote unquote weapons in order to turn the town against each other, because everybody seems to be pissed at Garner's teacher and the school for not doing anything or helping to find these kids, and that causes more conflict in the town. Maybe this witch sort of like feeds off of this chaos, this anger of sorts, or even the kids themselves because of their youth, and they're using those kids to sort of garner more power for themselves. Maybe they go town to town to do this. Maybe it's just a random attack. There's no connection to anybody and they're just doing this. Who is this mysterious woman? Are they the ones behind it all? Do they know who's behind it, or are they just some random woman that they're showing in the trailer? Let me know. I don't know. We'll see what happens. As soon as we get some more stuff for this movie, we're sure to talk about it. Y'all remember Long Leg Summer? Well, it's a weapons summer, so we're going to be discussing it as much as we can, because this is one of our most anticipated movies. But let me know your thoughts, your opinions on the movie Weapons, if you're excited for it or not. What are your theories? What are your thoughts? Am I the only one that remembers the witchcraft thing that they talked about like years ago? Let me know. But as always, make sure you go to our Instagram to enter the drop digital code giveaway. That's going to end tonight at 10 p.m. So make sure you go over there and enter for that, and follow more on our Instagram if you want to really know more about the giveaways we're doing all summer, because we're going to be doing some more. Our Instagram is CultureLexerBits, and you can find the ad up here. But let me know your thoughts and theories, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube as well. And I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.